If I had not nearly died that night, I would still be running in the wrong direction. I would still believe my delays were failures. My suffering was punishment. My life, a series of mistakes. But death doesn't lie. When death comes close enough for you to smell it, it strips away every story you've been telling yourself. And in that space, between one breath and the next, my soul finally revealed what it had been hiding from me my entire life. Stay with me, because this revelation didn't come from success. It came from impact. Some truths only appear when you stop breathing long enough to listen. At 30, I thought I knew life. I had plans, a respectable job, a good reputation, family expectations, timelines, benchmarks. I wanted respect, stability, achievement. The things society applauds. At 40, I thought I understood it, but my life refused to cooperate. Every time I moved forward, something blocked me. Jobs collapsed, relationships strained, money came and left without explanation. I kept telling myself, push harder. What I didn't realize was that I was pushing against my own design. I was building a life that looked impressive, but felt hollow. Comfort can hide emptiness better than poverty ever could. By 50, I realized I had been asleep. Nothing was missing, yet everything was missing. Constant restlessness, anger at small things, comparing myself to my peers, a quiet dissatisfaction I couldn't name. Nothing was wrong, and yet nothing was right. We inherit goals before we inherit awareness. And not every obstacle is resistance. Some are redirection. The revelation came on an ordinary night. No warning, no drama. I was driving home, distracted by my thoughts. And then, impact. Metal screamed, glass exploded, time collapsed, the steering wheel crushed my chest, pain tore through me, sharp, absolute. And then my breath vanished. But something miraculous happened. The noise stopped. The radio of my worries turned off. The relentless podcast of what's next ended. And in that holy, terrible quiet, I heard it. Not a sound, but a knowing. Clear, undeniable. So this is how it ends. There was no panic. And then something unexpected happened. Total stillness. Death doesn't scare you, it clarifies you. I moved into another world. Clouds of darkness, tunnels of light. No pain, no aches, only peace and an unbearable clarity. My entire life unfolded in front of me, not like memories, but like patterns on a television screen. And suddenly, I understood. The delays were never delays. They were divine detours. The losses weren't thefts. They were hollowings out, making space for a compassion I could not yet imagine. As my body failed, my awareness expanded. I wasn't floating. I wasn't dreaming. I was seeing. I saw the ripple effect of my presence, the unseen weight of how I made people feel. And I realized something unsettling. The white noise of daily life isn't just background sound. It's a sensory blackout, designed to drown out the gut feelings meant to guide us. Then the accident replayed. The scariest part wasn't the impact. It was the understanding that fate had tried to warn me. I was shown the most haunting moment, the moment before everything broke. Approaching a busy road, I felt unease tighten my chest, anxiety whisper through my body, an urge, clear and calm, to take the smaller road, park at the petrol station, buy some water, then continue safely. I saw my own hand on the indicator, the tension in my jaw, the stiffness in my shoulders. My body was screaming quietly, turn, turn, turn. I indicated, then ignored it. Not because I was foolish, but because I'd been trained to distrust the silent language of the soul. We are taught to honor the shout of logic, not the murmur of intuition. I chose the busy road, forgot to switch off the indicator, and then the accident happened. The scene shifted. I was taken back to my 30s, into what I now call the write-on-paper trap. The city looked perfect. The job made sense. The pros and cons list was flawless. But inside, I felt hollow, anxious, restless. I was trapped in analysis paralysis, trying to logically solve a life with too many variables. And the lesson became clear. Logic is brilliant for execution, for verification, for structure. But intuition is for direction, for innovation. It speaks through sensations, a gut feeling, a tightening, a sense of ease. The goal is not to replace logic. It's to integrate both, to develop a bilingual mind. Just when I thought there was nothing left to see, something gentle appeared. A pat. Not a hand of light, but the familiar, love-worn hand of my deceased grandmother. A touch so real it bridged eternity. She didn't come to scold me for missing the turn. She came with a message for the road ahead. Help your father. He is sick. Love continuing. Purpose persisting. even through the veil. Then she was gone. And another voice followed, offering the ultimate choice. Do you want to go back? And I said yes. Not yes to struggle, yes to meaning, yes to living with the clarity of the dying. Suddenly, everything clicked. The mind avoids silence because silence is a whistleblower. It exposes three uncomfortable truths: how you actually feel, the intuitive murmur you only hear when the world stops shouting, and the exhaustion you've been outrunning. We stay busy not to be productive, but to stay deaf to ourselves. Peace isn't taught. It's caught from those who live simply. And then it struck me. Nothing had gone wrong. I had been slowed down on purpose. If success had come early, I would have hardened. If comfort had arrived quickly, I would have grown shallow. My soul hid the plan because my ego would have destroyed it. The soul designs depth, not speed. My life isn't late, it's ripening. When I woke up in the hospital, broken alive, I wasn't relieved. I was humbled. My breath returned with a sacred assignment: to embrace silence. I had been measuring life by outcomes. My soul measured it by alignment. Pain refined me. Waiting softened me. Failure protected me. Delay redirected me. Loss stripped illusion. Confusion slowed me enough to see. Disappointment disciplined my ego. Loneliness returned me to myself. Rejection preserved my integrity. Unanswered prayers deepened my trust. The accident didn't change my life. It revealed it. Some awakenings require everything to stop. The plan was never fame, never wealth, never applause. The plan was clarity, to become someone who listens, someone who understands suffering, someone who walks slowly enough to notice truth. I was never meant to rush. I was meant to arrive ready. The soul hides the destination until you can survive the journey. Look at your life honestly. What keeps repeating? What drains you? What humbles you? Destiny doesn't shout, it returns. Your delays are not accidents. Your struggles are not curses. They are instructions. Life does not ask you to become more, only to become aware. If you are listening to this and feeling behind, confused, or tired, let me tell you what death whispered to me. You are exactly where you need to be to become who you must be. Trust the delay, respect the pain, listen to the silence. The soul is never careless. True wisdom is not learned in books, sermons, or success, but in attention, restraint, humility, and presence. Most suffering does not come from lack, but from misplaced desire, noisy minds, and unconscious habits. Wisdom does not come when you conquer life. It comes when you stop fighting it. You don't need to change everything today. Just notice one breath, one moment. Choose attention over ambition. Guard your mind like a sacred space. Speak less. Listen more. Do not confuse stimulation with joy. Respect time, it is life itself. And one day, near your final breath, you will smile and say, so this is why.